the best thing in function is to reuse the code. Now, let us say we want to find the average value in marks for 40 students. We can write a small piece of code in a function to get the average value and use it against 40 students to get the average for 40. We need not write 40 times the same code to get the mark in against each student. Let us first declare it. We will declare it as my function to brackets, because we want to differentiate the function name from the variable. So, we will be declaring it like this. Again the same indenting we have to maintain. Now, let us say I am just want to print hi, simple one, fine. Now, in the main script I will just call the function. I may write thousands of lines of code but inside a function, but if I do not call it, nothing will be executed. So, there has to be exclusive function call to execute the code inside the function. Now, I am doing that. I am not sorry, I am just printing my function. Now, this will print hi for me because I have already written that print command inside that. Sometime we may not require that any print there, but we will return a value. Now, let us understand how the values are returned. Now, I will just return, instead of printing, I will return the value hi, and that I will print it inside the in our main function, sorry, inside a main script. Now, print my fun. Now, this line is our main script and the function part is here. So, a single line code return hi, that hi will be printed now. Same hi will be output, but now this time I am returning a value. Now, let us see how to pass a argument. Now, that is the main use of function. We will pass different values, but the same code will be executed to return us some useful output. Now, let us say I am just again printing, but this time instead of hi I will write a string. Now, my string is here str1, let us say 1 because future will use another also. So, I am returning str1. Now, let us say my fun, here I am telling hello, fine. Now, this value will be, now I am calling the same function using a string input, a string parameter here, and the same value I am returning and printing. Now, it will print hello for me. Yeah. Let us create a function to get the sum of two input numbers, a very common requirement. Let us start my fun. Now, we will take two input numbers, so we will write it here. Now, colon, fine. Now, the code is here. Now, instead directly we will return say n1 plus n2. That is all. That the function ends here. Now, let us say output 1 is equal to say my fun. We are calling the function here. Let us okay, sorry, 12 and let us say 15, fine. Now, print output 1. So, now let us see what we are getting. It is 27. So, first we have called the function here. Here we have called the function and the return value we stored it in the variable output 1 and then you have printed it. Now, let us try to get the difference of this or subtraction value from this. Now, let us say return n1 plus n2, another one also n1 minus n2. Now, here to capture it, output 1 comma output 2 equal to my function, right. So, here we will to understand this, let us write a bit string here, sum is output 1. Now, print difference is, now we know difference is or output 2. Let us run this code and see. Yeah, sum is 27, difference is 3, minus 3. We will understand a string function means function taking string input and default parameter value also. Now, let us declare my function is will take one, will assign the value to our string here. My str is equal to, let us say Python, fine, column. Now, I will print welcome to. Now, here I am writing str, fine. Now, say I will call the function now. Now, I am calling my fun Now I will not give any values here, so the default value will be used. So it will be, let's see what the output. Now in the second case, second call, I can call multiple time also. In the second time I am calling it welcome to PHP. Fine. So let us see the output. First one, it took the default value. So when I am calling it, I am not passing any parameter or argument here. So this value is taken. Okay, this value is taken. So welcome to Python. Now str took the value. Second time when I am calling the again, instead of because previously I was not passing any value, now I am passing a value to it. So this str became PHP now. So second time while printing, it will print welcome to PHP. We will use two string variables, one with default value. This is the code we have just executed. Now let us say another variable, let's say name is equal to Alex. Now what we will do, will str will give name. Now let us say here we will say Ron. We are no more interested in the first one, we will remove it. Now because we have given a value, so it will take Ron as the name. So it will take Ron. Now suppose what happens if I remove this. Now let us run this, then it will take the default value as Alex. But here you have to note that once we have given a default value to a parameter, all variables to the right of it, we have to also give the default value. We can't remove this default value here. This will generate a error for us even though we give a value. Let us see that we are giving a Ron a value, but let's see how it works. It will not allow me because there has to be a default, because once we have given a value to a one parameter, all parameters to the right of it we have to give. So let us leave it, we will correct it, Alex. So now this should work fine. But you note that this we have whatever the functions we have created, these are all built-in functions. Sorry, these are not built-in functions, these are user-defined functions. Now Python has there are many built-in functions. Say we have used here print. This print is a built-in function in Python, because this code inside this function print is already written in the default Python program and given to us. So like that, there are several built-in functions are available in Python, around 130 or 40 so, and that varies with different versions of Python also. You can get a list of it available in the site. I'll put the link here. And this is the basic difference between a built-in function and the user-defined functions. Fine. Now next we will move it to recursive functions. Before we move to recursive function, let's run a small code and find out all the built-in functions available in our Python installation. We have just imported a library built-ins, and using a for loop we have listed all the elements, and finally using a len to find the total numbers. Let's run this. This may change. Yeah, here it is all your listed built-in functions available, and at the end we can see there are total 153. This slightly changes based on your installation and the what version you are using. Now let us move to our recursive function.